Hello viewers, I am Mr. Dilip Kumar Pal, stands before you with a very important topic of global politics, which is in paper number 10 of 4th semester, and the name of the topic is Technological Dimension of Globalization. And this technological dimension of globalization, it has two important aspects. One is the meaning of technological dimension of globalization, technological dimension of globalization, its meaning, and what are its impacts are discussed mainly in this video. I request my viewers to watch this video attentively. If you have not subscribed my channel, subscribe, and request your friends also subscribe the same, so that students of all level will get benefit. Let us start. What is the meaning of technological dimension of globalization? Globalization is a modern concept. It is a concept of modern age. And it has been originated almost after Second World War. But prior to globalization, there were also nations, but they are confined within their national boundary. But due to globalization, nations have been interconnected with one another. Due to globalization, the world has become a single market. The world has become a single community. So all the nations have been interconnected. When all the nations have been interconnected, a change in one nation, it affects other nations. This is globalization. But globalization has technological dimension. It means when all nations have been interconnected, then automatically technology of one country is moved to other country, and technology of another country comes to some other country. So technologies have been exchanged. For example, America has technology of artificial rain, and it transfers this technology to some other nations. Israel has the technology to make pure water out of ocean water. It gives its technology to some other nations. So due to globalization, now technologies are being exchanged. This is known as the technological dimension of globalization. So we are clear about the meaning of technological dimension of globalization. Now discuss what are its impacts. And we'll discuss its impacts in 5 heads. The first head is international exploitation of technology on a national basis. International exploitation of technology on a national basis. It means technology of individual nations, they become internationalized. It means technology of a particular country becomes internationalized. It moves to different corners of the world. This is known as the international exploitation of technology on a national basis. Now we'll see how. We'll discuss in 3 aspects. Number 1, national innovators for economic advantages enter into foreign countries, compete with foreign products, and face no trade restrictions from importing countries. The first aspect of the internationalization of a national community is that whenever a country will have any technology, it makes production with the help of the technology, and due to interconnection of nations, it allows its community, which are the product of high technology, to other nations. In other nations, it will compete with foreign commodity, and whenever it will move to other country, the country to which it has been moved, that country will not put restrictions, because It has no alternative for that commodity. So whenever a country will have some new technology and it makes production with the help of that technology, it allows its products to move to other countries where it will compete with foreign products, and by this it will gain something. It is its economic gain. It is one type of national technology which is internationalized. Number 2, national innovators get economic benefit by giving license and patents to foreign firms. But firms must have capital and capability to exploit the new ideas and device in production. Number second aspect, how national technology is internationalized, is that whenever a nation will have new technology, it transfers its patents to some other firms, or it gives license to some other firms of other nations to produce that commodity. By means of giving license and patents, it earns money. This is the second aspect, how a national technology is internationalized. Number 3, sometimes national innovators establish factory in foreign countries to sell their product. Thirdly, whenever a country has some new technology, it will establish factories in other nations, and on the basis of the technology, it produce some things, it produce commodities and sell there. So a country, by establishing its factories in foreign countries, it can earn something. So it is how a national products is being internationalized. Now we'll see the second one, which is the reverse. Now we'll see how an international technology comes to nations. Again, we'll discuss it in 3 aspects. Number 1, global generation of innovations. The second aspect is global generation of innovations. Global generation of innovation. It means the technology which is found in international level, it comes to different nations. How? Number 1, sometimes capitalists of international level and TNC, Transnational Corporation, having international standard of R&D, research and development, technical centers and good organizations, establish subsidiaries in different nations, and the impacts of TNC are as follows. Number 2, how international technology comes to national level. In the international level, there are some transnational corporations, and they have research and development organizations, they have international centers, and they spread their technology of international level in 3 ways. One is center for local. Number 2, local for local. Number 3, local for global. So how a technology of international level comes to different nations? It comes to 3 levels. Number 1, center for local. Center for local means the transnational corporations, in their headquarters, they decide what will be done in their different factories in different nations. The transnational corporations, they decide from the headquarters what will be done in the lower level. It is known as the center for local. Just like octopus moves with the help of its tentacles, in a similar manner, the transnational corporations from headquarters decides what will be in their factories in different organizations. So in this way, their technology from international level comes to different factories which are found in different nations. Number 2, local for local. These transnational corporations, they have established different factories in different nations, and these factories produce different commodities by looking to the local market. So local for local means transnational corporations have different factories in different nations, and these factories, these subsidiaries, they produce different commodities to meet the local needs. It is known as local for local. Be attentive. Number 3, local for global. It means transnational corporations, they produce different parts in different countries on the basis of environment. For example, they produce semiconductor from Silicon Valley of America. They produce auto parts from Turin of Italy. So, local for global means transnational corporations produce different parts of technology in different nations on the basis of the environment, and they make it internationalized. It means transnational corporations, by producing different goods in different nations, and they make it internationalized. So this is known as the global generation of innovations. Number 3, now we'll see global technological collaboration. Global technological collaboration means different parts, different firms or different companies, different firms of different nations, they make collaboration with one another. It means different firms of different nations, they make collaboration with one another and produce different things. It is also possible due to globalization. So how they collaborate? Number 1, formal joint collaboration. Different firms of different nations, they make collaborations formally on the basis of pen and paper. Number 2, firms preserve their ownership. No doubt they make collaboration, but they will not lose their identity. Number 3, collaboration relating to sharing of know-how and generation of new products. These firms collaborate with one another for development of new technology or for the development of new products. So this is another result of globalization, that is global technological globalization. By globalization, different firms of different nations, they collaborate with one another and they produce different type of new technology and products. Now 4, GATT agreement. The GATT agreement was signed in 1947. 12 developed nations, 11 developing nations, they signed GATT. By means of signing GATT, international trade has been encouraged, and in the international level, trade barriers in the field of tariff and non-tariff have been reduced. By the GATT agreement, different type of trade barriers have been reduced in the field of tariff and non-tariff, and by this GATT agreement, foreign trade increases 40%, and average tariff fallen to 40 to 5%. When GATT agreement was signed, international trade have been increased and international barriers have been reduced from 40 to 5%. Then it revision focuses on trademark, service mark and patent rights. In 1994, there was a revision in General Agreement of Tariff and Trade, and in the revision, focus have been given to trademarks, service marks and patents. Again, to enforce previously, the principles of GATT were not properly enforced because it has no enforcing organ. In 1995, WTO was formed. So when WTO was formed, World Trade Organization was formed, it enforced the decisions of the GATT. Finally, technological innovations, international trade, international business have been accelerated, have been easier due to many steps. Number 1, electronic mail. Due to electronic mail, email, by it, managers stay contact with international operations. Video conferences help managers to meet in virtual face-to-face meetings. Due to electronic mail or email, international business has become more easier, because by email managers can keep contact with their international operations, and by means of video conferencing the managers can contact virtually with their officers in different nations. Number two, internet. By it, managers contact with distant locations and check revised sale strategies, bottlenecks in production runs. Then, by internet, managers can make contact with their officers where there is bottleneck in production. It means where there is slow in production, they can revise price strategies. They take many steps on the basis of internet. Number three, internal company web or intranet. It helps company to access company data. By means of company web, internal company web or internet, employee of a company can access their company data. It also accelerates the international trade. Finally, in the world trade, movement of ships is maintained by GPS, Global Position System, satellite. In the international trade, mainly the trade is being made by the ships. So the movement of ships are being watched by GPS system. Okay, so in this video we have discussed how due to globalization its impact have been on technologies. So I request my viewers, please watch this video attentively and listen it with more care so that you will be clear. Thank you. Again we will be here with another video. Till now, goodbye to all.